Response video to Pyrrho, who has responded to my video. Yeah, I'm using a commenting tool of sorts, or a time code tool. Yeah, I just got some times of the different points in the video where he says something stupid, and so I just put those into the location bar up here, and it just does the usual YouTube thing, player, you know, I have just the seconds here on there, and so when I hit enter, it'll play the part I want it to play. One hopes, that is, if I hit enter correctly. So it should reload the video at that time, and it doesn't really feel like it. So I'll hit refresh, and then it should do it. Yay!
Just understand, you say that explicitly to me and anybody else that is pro-choice when it comes to natalism. Alright?
Yeah, well, saying pro-choice when it comes to natalism is just saying pro-choice regarding nuclear power or something. You know that there's no such thing. There either is you invest in it or you don't. You either say it's ethical to do it or it's not ethical to do it. So it's just, it's a nonsense. It's like being pro-choice on fucking slavery. No, you're either opposed to it or you're not opposed to it. There's no pro-choice bullshit.
I am pro-choice. I don't say you should modify yourself. Here's what I believe. People that don't think life is worth living should not have kids. Abso-fucking.
Yeah, the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's not the stupidest, it's the near stupidest. You'll say even stupider things very shortly. Alright? This is about the imposition part of the argument. Alright? And I don't avoid getting imposed on by preventing myself from having kids. That's a given that I'm not going to sit there and commit the crime. Okay, I mean, if you're against rape, you don't say, well, I personally will not rape. No, you say, I'm not going to rape, you're not going to rape, you're not going to rape. Fuck you, you're not going to fucking do it. All right, the point is, Pyrrho, you're going to keep avoiding the issue, but it's an imposition that has no authority. There's no right to impose. Okay, and until people can write up their right, until they can articulate a right, a reasoned right, they don't have it. Okay, they have to have a reasoned right.
Absolutely. Let's invent a name for that. Okay? Depressinatalism or something, or malinatalism.
Yeah, whatever. Just make a joke out of everything still, okay? Whatever, fine. Make up all the words you want. I don't give a fuck about these fucking titles. We know what this discussion's about. It's about whether or not whether people should be freely allowed to do biological experiments that impose on a new consciousness. That impose on, create its welfare, decide its welfare, create jeopardy for it to exist in. And whether they have a right to do that without some kind of authority.
Or only bringing kids in to suffer because I think life is suffering. Yeah, those people should not have kids. And you know what? It's not because their kids wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, again, this is just not the point, okay? I mean, the point that you're sitting in your existence and you're not making Frankenstein monsters. It's quite obvious. I'm not making Frankenstein monsters. The point is, if I let Frankenstein to continue making them, they will continue to exist. Okay, and it's only until I stop him, and me being one of the monsters, I'm saying, fuck this. I don't stop Frankenstein monsters until I stop Franken-fucking-Stein.
The dice, maybe they would. And it's actually, I probably think they would, because they would have the kind of a cynicism you need in life, the commune-like.
Oh yeah, just a bunch of bullshit again. More commune, blah 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 bullshit. It's not even the subject. Again, we don't need to talk about anti-natalists not having kids. Shit.
Be wrong. Period. End of the story. Not because what's going to happen, because you can't tell the future. Okay, next
there,
one.
that's that is the big pile of shit. We can statistically tell the fucking future, okay? We know statistically what the odds are of certain conditions arising in the procreation equation. So it's just a big fat fucking lie to say you don't know what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen within a certain realm of probability and possibility. All right, and it's right there for anybody to see, for anybody to be aware of, and it is preposterously irrational to think you have immunity from those realities. And that's all you're arguing for. You're just telling people if you feel lucky, go for it. It doesn't matter. It's somebody else's welfare, yes, but too bad for them. Do whatever the fuck you want because you have a right to do whatever the fuck you want. Fuck you. It's bullshit. It's immoral. It's unethical. You suck. Alright, so I don't know how long I was supposed to go with that location, so we're just going to go to the next location. Pop it up in here. Paste. And enter.
Avoid arthritis and migraines and things like this. There's some misery. And you know, I agree that there's things that could happen to me and I would commit suicide. I just think it's a personal decision.
Right. Well, the whole point is there's no personal decision if you were born autistic into this world, Pyrrho. What personal autonomy, what personal choice are you allowed to make? None. We're not going to realistically give 6-year-olds the right to say, I would like to passively exit this idiotic, insane world that you religious nuts have created. And the rest of you Gaia crazy fucks too can go shove your dicks in your own fucking ears too. You're all out of your fucking wacky mind. No, we're not going to let anybody do that, Pyrrho. So all that's a pile of shit. You again keep talking about the world that doesn't exist, that the shitty world that that people are producing children in. You're not talking about they should have this right, and they should have that, and they should have this, and they should have that. Okay, all of that should crap is bullshit. Until you do it, you have no right to keep imposing. I'm not your soldier. I'm not your fodder. I'm not building your fucking shining city on a hill. No, I have no obligation to build your fucking dreams, asshole. You have no right to use me to build your fucking dreams. Fuck you and your fucking dreams. You build them, asshole, out of yourself. All right? Quit using me as the glue or the cement or the fucking bricks. Fuck you.
And I think painless suicide. I think people should have a right to painless.
Oh, again, this is just so stupid. You don't commit suicide until you have enough of a vomit in your throat or you have enough something irritating the motherfucking shit out of you. All right? You have to have some cause to commit suicide. So first, the person would have to endure enough suffering or misery or discomfort to know that life is shit. So first, they have to learn that lesson. So first, they're going to have to be imposed on, and they're going to have to say, oh, this is a negative equation. You're going to have to pick their fucking pockets, and they're going to have to know they've been vandalized or abused or violated. So this is all just nonsense. There's no fucking free out. The free out is quit putting me in. You have no fucking rational reason to play this fucking goddamn game. Your delusions of the future and paradises and all that shit are your fucking delusions. Keep them in your fucking head and keep your dick in your fucking pocket if you can't use it fucking responsibly.
And socially acceptable suicide. How could you tell people, Pyrrho, what should be socially acceptable? I can't make them.
You know, who cares whether it's socially acceptable? It's not going to be socially legal, you fucking cunt. So again, this is all pie in the sky bullshit. I promise, I promise, I promise. Change, change, change. Hope, 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 hope. All a bunch of fucking bullshit words that don't mean a goddamn fucking thing. Until you produce something, until you actually build this fucking nest, you have no right to keep laying eggs and keep saying, no, I keep laying eggs in the cesspool, but I promise someday they're going to build a nest for themselves and put their own eggs in a nest. This is just bullshit.
But I would argue to them that yes, it should be socially acceptable.
Ah, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. What a crock of shit. Pie in the sky. Pie in the sky.
But it should be socially acceptable.
La, 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 la. It's not the fucking, it's not my obligation to clean up your fucking mess, asshole. You don't have a right to make the mess.
I would not be an anti-Natalist.
Come on, baby. Who the fuck cares? I certainly do not. Come on. Come on, Time Kobe. Come on. Jump. Move. Go. Do what I'm telling you to do. Should go to 565.
Yeah, in a way, you know, it is. Because, look, I think if you were born into slavery, I would not be an anti-Natalist. Actually, I'm writing a story.
All right, so he wouldn't even not have kids if he was a slave. He'd still impose slavery on his own kids. He would perpetuate their abuse, their mistreatment, their exploitation, or he would hope that they would die in a revolution fighting for freedom. Why should they do any of that stuff? The responsible thing to do is just not to give the owners any more fodder for their game playing. But no, you can't do that because you have too much ego. You've got to keep your race alive, or you've got to keep your genetics alive because you're an egomaniacal, selfish, motherfucking, stupid, retarded prick. There's no rational excuse for this conduct. It's completely egocentric, selfish, babbly nonsense. It has no rational component whatsoever. It's completely made out of just animalistic, retarded notions of I want, I can't control my want, period. There's nothing else there. I'm an out-of-control, fucking stupid, idiotic, moronic animal. Yeah, so you might as well have rabies.
Exact subject, because I think it's very provocative of the anti-Natalism argument to have it argued among slaves. So in my story, there's a kind of an ignorant father that's...
Oh, I won't even go into this Atlas Shrugged of the slave market, right? So you're going to write your little Atlas Shrugged of slavery to sit there and defend some kind of silly, idiotic, preposterous conclusion that will be absolute nonsense. The truth will be that whoever says you shouldn't have motherfucking kids, you dumb fucking twat, is going to be the guy who's right. And the rest of you assholes playing the fucking game are the ones that are fucking wrong. Jesus Christ. Logically imbecilic. Wasteful. Wasting other people's welfare. I'm not your soldier, Pyrrho. I'm not your janitor, Pyrrho. I don't exist to solve problems you have refused to fix. That's just the simple truth of it. So until you can give birth to your motherfucking cunt ignorant self, quit fucking with people smart enough to know it's a stupid game and there's no point in cleaning up this mess. The point is in just turning the fucking valve off so the sewage quits spilling out on the floor. Fuck you, cunts. Alright, the next time code.
Roll control, okay? There's no way you had control over what you were rolling. Anything could have been the product of your childbirthing experiment.
Yeah, and like you go on to point out, I mean, I don't know how it has turned out. The thing is, when I make a decision at 15 to apply to Berkeley and Stanford as colleges...
Oh, again. He just can't stay on subject, can't stay on the point that it's not about him, it's about his fucking victims. So again, he's got to convert into some sort of crap about how he makes a decision about where he goes to college at 15.
I made a decision. I could have not gone into either one. I didn't get into Stanford. No money. I don't know if I would have gone in academically because it's kind of a mixed thing.
Well, you certainly wouldn't have if I was on the board. You're retarded. You're dumb. I mean, all they should have asked you was, do you know what a condom is? Do you know that it empowers human beings to take full control over their nature? Do you understand that? And you would have said, no, I have no clue. You kidding me? You can control what happens. You can control the fate and conduct of your behavior through the use of this latex device? Oh, no, that doesn't sound right at all to me. No, that must be evil and wrong because, no, my sperm say I must have some children.
They do, so I don't know if I
Blah, 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 blah. I don't know if there's any value in this at all.
But anyway, when I made that decision, lots of ramifications to move across country to do this.
So again, how does this have anything to do with the fact that we know when you have a kid what you're subjecting it to in terms of real liabilities, real risks, okay? And that you're imposing those risks on them. You're not gambling with your money, you're gambling with their welfare. Now, will you deal with that fucking question and quit doing this distracting, change the subject bullshit every time the issue's thrown in your face?
To my future self, the self I am now, 43.
Again, see now, it's implications to Pyrrho. Again, you keep talking about how it implicates Pyrrho. How does it affect Pyrrho? How does it affect Pyrrho? And you keep ignoring the fact that you've just played God. You've created an experiment. That experiment is independent of you. Its consciousness, its feelings, its welfare is all going to take place independent of you. You do not feel their pain. You do not endure their pain. You do not experience their pain. You do not experience their thoughts. So this is all more bullshit. How it affects you. That is all you can ever see is how it affects fucking you stupid cunt. You can't see how obnoxious that is as a human character trait. This idea that you cannot interpret a single fucking sentence ever spoken except through how it affects Pyrrho. You can't realize how somebody might say, "Oh my God, what an obnoxious, self-obsessed, insane lunatic."
We making a decision now that will affect a system in the future.
Oh, now you can understand
me, I draw
affecting
the connection.
you can affect systems. You can take authority to affect systems, and you can do it through creating a thing that'll affect your system. The feeling thing is not as important as your fucking effect on the fucking system, because you don't care. Okay, yeah, I'll just give birth to it so it can get killed in the war. I mean, fuck you. Insidious, just insidious psychology. Depraved, sick, psychotic, insane, stupid, retarded psychology.
Your life. We keep talking about your decision to reproduce, to do a biological experiment that put me at jeopardy again, and that's the fact of the matter.
So you're telling me it's not about me, it's about whether I'll put you at jeopardy.
Yeah, it's about whether you're going to put a person at jeopardy. Okay, I'm using me as a metaphor for any person who might not have your taste, who might not like climbing mountains of bullshit, hills of bullshit, who might not look at life as a little fucking faggoty journey, and might understand that, oh yeah, it is a destination, and there's no way to win the destination because you inevitably create more mess than you can ever clean up. So again, it's about anybody being born into this circumstance that doesn't have your same sensibilities and who finds it very offensive that you have taken the authority to play this game with their welfare, to inject them into a shithole and expect them to do what? Fight the battle you should have fought? Die on the front line you should have stood on? Fuck you.
The fact of the matter. The fact of the matter. Turned up whatever number is scary. That's what they could have turned up. And you took that chance. And there's all these other people it could have been. Somebody with higher sensibilities, different sensibilities. They didn't like your food. They didn't like your house. They didn't like the color of your walls. They didn't like anything about this world you threw them into. And that could have been the realistic prospect of your fucking experiment.
Well, I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about the mentality in much detail of my daughters. But you don't know they don't have those kinds of attitudes now. But I have talked to them.
Well, that's another way just to evade the fucking subject again. The point is where do you gain the authority to play with people like that? To take the risk that somebody will be born who doesn't want to be here, and it's all your fucking fault. You can't give them back their comfort of not existing. You can't, they can't reclaim their state, okay? And that's it. You can't buy insurance to cover it. And you're taking on that authority with no rational statement, no rational mission statement. None. Absolutely none. You're just saying, I want the shiny city on a hill. And I don't care if I have to climb up Ronald Reagan crayon drawings to get to it. And I don't care how many kids have to die and suffer and be abused in a disgusting and ugly future. I don't care because I must have my dream. Fuck you. I mean, really, just there's no other word for this except fuck you. See you at the front. God damn. I mean, my father talked this shit. I would have disowned him long ago.
By saying, I got lucky, therefore...
No, I'm saying I didn't get lucky. I did not get lucky. I'm still not lucky.
Okay, so here we go. I'm not even going to play it all, because here he goes. He can't ever get it. So again, he's going to talk... When I was saying you got lucky, I was talking about, quite obviously, the fact that he got lucky in the roll of the dice. When he rolled the dice, his kid didn't turn out to be blind. His kid didn't turn out to be disabled or retarded. He got lucky. Okay? His kids aren't, as far as we know, hostilely uncomfortable and revolted at the fact that they have to exist in the cesspool that he created for them. So, yeah, he got lucky. And what does he do? Again, he starts talking about his own life again. Again, it's all about him. I didn't get lucky. I wasn't lucky. I had all kinds of diseases, and I had all kinds of conditions, and I had all kinds of evil things happen to me. I had a hard, terrible life. But I'm tough, and I'm stoic, and I fight through it. And I fight. And I'm going to throw my kids into the same meat grinder and watch them spin around in the blender and watch the blood fly off and the parts fly off, and maybe they'll get a brain aneurysm and actually get fucking real brain damage from it, spend 30 years in a fucking retard home, and then die. Yeah, and it'd be okay with me, because that's what kids should goddamn do. They should die in the retard home. That's what I would expect. That's what I want for my goddamn fucking kids. Because I'm a great stoic hero. No, you're a great giant sack of fucking selfish shit. That's what you are. A great giant sack of selfish shit. Yeah. So fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Fuck off, fuck off. And then fuck off. So anyway, I don't have any more time saved. So that must be it. I mean, yeah, he just goes on and on about his own bullshit. Yeah, those are the only ones I saved. So that must be all that was really of any use or merit. And the rest must have been just drivel, dravel, drump. I'll play a little bit at the end, so he's still probably talking about himself.
Probably taking breakups worse than that. I romped through it. Well,
yeah, see? Still talking about himself again. Still talking about himself. He's like a drunk, you know. You get him on the phone and they just keep talking about their shit like they're the only person on earth. And, oh, that bitch, she's broke my heart, blah, blah, like they're the only people that ever experienced anything in the world. And they'll just drone on an hour after hour after hour about their fucking self. Yeah, well, it's not about you, Pyro. It's about the fucking victims of your reckless, sloppy, irrational, selfish behavior. You skanky cunt. Yeah. Fuck you. Yeah.